We're talking cookery now because I think, the best will in the world. We all like the idea, don't we, of cooking with our children. I often embark upon it. I think, do you know what? We'll have a lovely family day. We'll get the aprons on. We'll make some cookies. Half an hour later, kitchen is absolutely covered in flour and I'm tearing my hair out. This is where our next guest can come in very handy. Amanda Roberts is from Cookery Doodle Doo in Hove, and she actually runs classes where she will teach your children how to cook, how to bake. And at the moment, you're very much mince pie based, aren't you, Amanda?
Yes, that's right. We've had 2 mince pie classes this week.
Brilliant. And the children love it, I bet. But how do you stop them eating the mincemeat filling before it's actually cooked? That is an issue I have with my 2.
Yeah, you can't really. I mean, I try and tell them, let's save some for the mince pies. Let's not waste it all now. I had one of the kids, he was eating some of the pastry this morning. But just trying to encourage them, save. Yes, but there's no egg, so it's okay.
Okay, cool. Not that tasty, I would have thought, uncooked pastry, but, And I think one of the things that parents worry about when they are cooking with their kids is that they're going to hurt themselves. At what age should you let them start chopping with a knife? When should you let them stir something, even though it's quite hot and it could, potentially splutter and catch them?
Right. Well, we don't really. I kind of say 3 is my minimum age for cooking classes, just because purely their physical skills and holding things maybe isn't as good earlier on in their younger years.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
And we don't ever cook anything that's hot, so we would never have them at the oven or stirring anything that's really hot. So everything we do is with a really blunt knife anyway, if they're cutting things.
Do you do this at home in your own kitchen?
I do, yes.
You must be insane. What does your kitchen look like after one of those classes?
It does look like a tornado's kind of come through after the class. But the great thing for the parents that have come is they've come, their children have, had fun cooking, learning some new skills, and they get to go away and leave me with all the mess.
Exactly. It's a win-win. Bye-bye. Yeah. See you later, Amanda. Good luck clearing up. So go on then. If we do fancy a bit of cookery with our children over the Christmas holidays, mince pies. Give us a simple recipe. I'm talking foolproof, Amanda.
Foolproof. Well, the recipe that we've been making this week, it's a Cookery Doodle Doo recipe, and it's been foolproof, I have to say. And they're not a traditional looking mince pie, not the ones that are really full with mincemeat. The ones that we've been making, they're a bit flatter, but they're really great for the younger kids to be able to hold and bite into without it all crumbling onto the floor. So we've had the kids making their own pastry. And I would say...
I don't even make my own pastry. Yeah, I buy the ready-made stuff. So it's something I think we can all learn.
I do, yes. And I think if 3-year-olds can make their own pastry...
Yeah, there's no excuse.
Yes. So so we make our own pastry with butter and plain flour, and you put a bit of caster sugar in there as well to make it a bit sweet. And then use whatever mincemeat you have. Some people like to make their mincemeat this time of year, so you can try and source some homemade stuff if you like, or just get some good quality stuff from the shop. And basically that's it. And you use a little bit of egg wash to kind of brush on top to make it all nice and golden brown, and bake them for 20 minutes, and the kids
then
love
them.
And eat them.
How many mince pies can you do, Amanda, in one sitting? I'm talking eating, not cooking.
Eating.
How many can you put away?
Who, me, myself? Yeah. Oh, gosh, I wouldn't like to say. They're kind of, they're not my favourite thing. I have to say, they're not my favourite thing to eat. Because I wasn't brought up with mince pies. So
no, I did detect your accent is not of a Hovite. Whereabouts in the States are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Connecticut, so the northeastern part of the States.
So what sort of Christmas traditions do you have in America when it comes to baking?
Well, we didn't have mince pies, obviously, but my mum always made lots of Christmas cookies this time of year, all sorts of things, butter cookies and chocolate chip and all sorts of things. And she also used to make 3 types of fudge. And she would make all these in the weeks leading up to Christmas and tell us not to eat anything. Because,
that's just cruel.
Wait till Christmas.
Mean.
So my mum was always baking, and I think that's probably where I got some of my
rubbed off on you. Brilliant. So as well as mince pies, have you been baking anything else?
In my classes or for myself?
Just for yourself.
I love baking. Anyway, I make a lot of banana bread, and I've made some gingerbread biscuits already
Nice.
this year. And when I've got the kids home from school, I will be brave and, yes, get them to bake with me and make some of our own Christmas cookies, I suppose.
I'm toying with the idea of doing a gingerbread house with my two. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. I might just go and buy one ready-made, but I'm giving it some consideration. How tricky is it? Something you've ever tried to do?
I have. I didn't make the gingerbread myself for that house that I made with the kids. I did buy something that you can basically assemble.
Right, that sounds like my cup of tea.
That was tricky enough, actually.
Okay. I think I might start with that one then this year and see how I get on before attempting to make my own from scratch. And then, of course, I can be like your mum. I can put the gingerbread house on show, but just out of reach, and say to them, you cannot touch this until Christmas.
You might find some sweets missing.
Yeah, you reckon?
At the end of each day.
I think so. If people want to find out more, Amanda, about your classes, how can they do that?
Yeah, I've got a whole new schedule now for the new year. So if anybody wants to visit cookerydoodledoo.com, we've got a few others in the area as well. There's a couple of other girls running classes in Brighton and Hove, as well as me. And all our classes are listed on the website. And we are also on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, just do a search for Cookery Doodle Doo.
Fantastic.
And it should come up.
Just remind us of the age range.
So ideally 3, but I would take a 2.5-year-old as my very, very minimum.
Up until school age, or?
Yeah, my classes are preschool classes.
Right.
Yes, so between 3 and 4-year-olds.
If you could see Bill Smith's little face, he's so disappointed. You quite fancied going along, didn't you, learning how to make mince pies?
Yeah. Mental age. 3.5.
No, it's not. You're not allowed, Bill. You're not allowed. Amanda Roberts from Cookery Doodle Doo, thank you so much. There you go. We really have no excuse. If she's got 3-year-olds making pastry from scratch, knocking up mince pies, we need to sort ourselves out.